I have a couple questions, maybe I'll just put them all together. One is you said there's no contribution by the towns. Is that just dollars, or is that any contribution at all? And
It's dollars. So the DEP's talked to some of the towns. Wyndham's been very helpful. Wyndham's gonna send their public works guys out there. Joe, the town engineer, is gonna spend some time on it. Wyndham's committed to helping make it happen. No financial dollars. I know they've talked to Alan. Alan, whatever they can do or not do, he doesn't have a big public works department, probably not a lot of help you're gonna be able to give them. Chaplin, Bill's already doing some work in there. I know already, he's already got a grant. In fact, I wanna tell everyone, there's work going on, that's Bill's project. Chaplin's already got some funding on a whole separate grant that's going on within the trail. This is in addition to it, I just wanna make that clear. But yes, so public works departments or those are the only types of help you get from the towns along the trail. If they can provide it. If they can't provide it, the DEP will do everything.
okay, so there's no obligation?
There is none. Nope.
Okay, now, this is clearly part of a broader project. Could you explain what the broader project is and how the towns might be brought into that broader project, asked to contribute money, resources, other things? Or is it, you know, you're trying to limit it to just this project, but obviously when things start growing, there other obligations start arising. So I'm just wondering, you know, the town of, you know, various towns, how would they get brought into this bigger project, and what would that cost?
Mark, you want to answer that? Because I'm
Yeah, I think in terms of the broader project, the Airline Trail State Park is a linear state park. And I'll just speak for DEP for 1 second, if that's okay, Lori. So this section that what we're calling the Airline Trail North is obviously not the entire Airline Trail. It goes further. The state park goes further. And so if that's what you mean by the larger project in Connecticut, that when it gets to Massachusetts, they call it the SNET, and it's DCR Massachusetts, DCR, and they take care of their own trail system over there. But in terms of future potential obligations that the town might be, or costs that they may have to incur, or resources they may have to provide, right now there's none. The state is committed, DEP is committed to maintain the trail. Federal Highway Administration and the DOT have committed to providing the funding to buy the material. DEP is committed to providing the labor to put it down.
Now, just for this one project, but what about an ongoing maintenance?
The long-term ongoing maintenance that DEP is committed to. I know they've neglected this trail somewhat over the last 10 years, as folks know. Some of the volunteer groups and other things have had to, you know, patch some bridges and what have you. Towns have stepped up, applying for their own grants to take care of the trail because they see the gem that's in their backyard and they want to take care of it. The state's finally stepping up and taking care of committing to that long-term maintenance. Now, that's not to say that 10 years from now, if there's a washout somewhere, that DEP won't say to a town, hey, DPW in such and such town, can you help us out, throw some gravel down there and level that back up for us? I don't know, you know, what might happen. But as of today, no, there's no intention to have any sort of long-term requirement of a municipality to do anything. It's small stuff. For example, on this project, where the trail crosses a road, we're proposing to put advanced warning signs for the motorists. You know, the standard yellow bike symbol, pedestrian symbol thing, trail crossing ahead kind of thing for motorists. Well, most of those are town roads.
Who has the right of way for that?
The town right of way.
When does the traffic have the right of way, or would the greenway have the right of way? They'd have to stop and let the bikes go by, right?
It would depend on whether or not there's a presence of a crosswalk. But the sign, it's a yellow, which indicates that it's a more simple warning sign. But my point is that the installation of those signs on a local road would be in the local road right away. So we need local traffic authority, local town approval to install those signs. That's going to require some town people to do some reviews and look at it and come out and mark an X on the ground. So there's going to be some labor by a town person.
Who's going to pay for the sign and the installation?
That's all the state. The state that's paying for all this money we've been talking about that pays for the material. It's picking up some ancillary items as well, like the sign and the post.
That's not what we were told at the last meeting. We were told it was coming from the town. That's what the NECOG representative said.
Oh, well, they misspoke. It is coming from this pot of money. For example, just to be clear, if DEP decides that they need some big boulders for something, that's included in this job. If they need, 50 feet of 3-wood rail fence, that's included in this job. But 95% of the funding is being spent on process aggregate and stone dust.
So the signs will be covered just like the new East Coast Greenway signs that have gone up in the last year.
Right, that
Same
project, I'm not sure what the funding was in that project,
It
but,
wasn't from the towns.
No, it wasn't,
Right.
no, no.
but yeah, the limited signage we're talking about, just one in each direction for the local road crossings. And there's about 6 or 8 in this section.
Okay, one other question, if you don't mind.
9.
With regard to crossings across the airline trail, like if somebody owns property on both sides and wanted to be able to get across, how is that worked out? How do you deal with situations like that? It's just-
If the owner has a previous, like an existing agreement somehow with us, then that will continue. Otherwise, we would have to talk with you about, if it's state property and you have an encroachment, you don't have the right to cross it, we will work that out in the future, if that's what the situation is.
Okay, I guess I didn't ask my question correctly. If somebody has land on both sides and wants to be able to cross, obviously if they have already in existence right-of-way, they don't have to ask you, they can just cross. But if they don't, how do they work out a way that they can get one?
We have a land acquisition division who would work with the landowner. The rule of thumb right now for all the state parks and all the trails and all the parks and trails and forests is that we don't give property, the state doesn't give property to private use.
Okay, so if there isn't already
If you
a
don't already
right-of-way in
have a
place,
right-of-way to cross, it's most likely that you would not be given that right, because that would be giving a piece of state property to a person, a private use.
well, you wouldn't be giving the property, you'd be giving a right-of-way.
We can't give away rights to state property right now.
Okay. So if somebody owns property on both sides, they likely will not get a right-of-way across the airline trail.
No, but if you have property and you wanna go from A to B, and you're not letting ATVs access that property to get in onto the trail or anything, we wouldn't have a problem with that, you just crossing the trail.
I don't mean walking, I mean vehicles.
Right,
So
right.
if you wanted a right-of-way to move vehicles from one side to another, what I'm hearing is you probably won't get it.
Yeah.
Or
And it's-
tractors.
And so you should start talking with us about those things now, so that we can get you the proper, whatever you need to be able to continue to do what you're doing.
Okay, I'm not doing anything, I'm just asking a question.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply that you were, encroaching on our property. If you're a property owner and you have property on both sides of the trail, and you would like to drive something across it, or, then you need to come and talk to us at land acquisition, so you should, take my phone number, or. so you
See
can-
Laurie at the end of the meeting. Will you come up and see Laurie?
I'm a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, so that I'm asking a hypothetical question.
Okay, so the answer is that the landowner would need to contact our land acquisition division to talk about being able to get access to cross the state land.
So what you're saying is currently, the landowner is being denied access to his property, his or her property, by not being able to cross over the roadbed. When in fact, that landowner has been using perhaps a specific area, or maybe many areas, to cross over onto land that was contiguous, and has been doing this for decades.
Yeah, so that situation sounds like they might have an existing right to cross, so.
There is.
We wouldn't interfere with that. I
All
mean, that's
right.
an existing right to cross, so.
Okay?